Hello YouTube, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Welcome to Viking Preparedness. I'm Pastor Joe Fox, and today I'm going to talk to those of you who watch Viking Preparedness, and I'm going to use as a example, as an illustration, my shed and this pan. Let's get going. So, the vast majority of y'all, those of you who are watching this, are cool people with whom I could hang out. I know that just from the times I have gotten together with people that is like, I watch all your videos, yada yada, or whatever. Cool people with whom I could hang out. Adjust the camera, not a cameraman. But you, those of you who are cool people, good people, decent people, use whatever positive words you want, have to admit that there are idiots on YouTube. And unfortunately, they're loud. So that's one. And then number two is YouTube itself sucks. Their policies are terrible. And so that's kind of what I'm going to talk about. About 7 months ago, I did a video where I held this pan up. It was part of the cue the intro, I think, this pan. And I was talking about there had been some SOCOM exercise, I think in LA. Helicopters landed in the street. Dudes came running out of a building. People were filming it with their phones from the high rises that surrounded this area. And oh my God, did the internet just get a buzz about how, you know, blah this and blah that, and oh my God, they're coming for our guns. And a lot of people were saying, so then I got on and I did a video on that, and I said, guys, chill out. It's nothing. It is nothing. It is a regular exercise. These things happen all the time. It was cleared with the mayor, the city council, the chief of police, all those people. That's who was blocking off the road so the helicopters could land. The purpose of the whole exercise was to train in a very urban built-up area. And then the comments just came in floods about how they have their own training areas. They don't need to train there. The military has nothing like a real city to train on. For those of you who've been in the military and been on mount sites, some of them are pretty cool, some are more advanced than others, but nothing compares to a real city with lights and people and stuff. And so if we're gonna call on our soldiers to go into some foreign major city and do something, maybe they ought to practice in a major city and learn what the idiosyncrasies are. But I digress. I don't want to turn this into that video again. So a lot of people were saying that and calling me an idiot who actually did this stuff for 17 of my 20 years in the military. And then there were the people who were saying, no, man, you don't understand. Q's got it all figured out. This is Pizzagate. They're coming in and they're arresting people, which is utter bunk. It's just ridiculous. And so, all these people chimed in, and as I said as the intro, I showed this pan that we bought at China Mart. And I said, you know, I'm not being paid for this thing. I'm just showing you this cool pan we bought to share my life with y'all, which is kind of what I do. And oh, yeah, matter of fact, I'll put a link to that video down below so you can just go watch the video again. And actually, I don't think the video's that great. I think the comments just speak for themselves. But everybody's telling me how I'm going to get cancer and die, how this pan is only going to last like 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, and then all this stuff is going to peel off of it, and it's not going to work, and I'm poisoning myself, and this is cheap Chinese crap, and yada, yada, yada. Well, my wife uses this pan probably 1.5 times a day if you averaged it out for the 3 meals. She cooks hot meals for most of the 3 meals, and about 2 times a day, but not every day, she uses this pan. Wow, look, it still is non-stick. Stuff didn't peel off of it. I'm getting bit by a bug. It's fine. And so it shows you the idiots that are on YouTube that just start talking and making really strong comments. They don't have a clue what they're talking about because they're idiots. The other one was my shed. I did a video on how dissatisfied I was with Lowe's for coming out here to do this shed, and it's probably now one of my most viewed videos. I could go back and check, but it's very highly viewed, and I did it on purpose. I did it as a to Lowe's and Home Depot, and I think I was effective in what I did. But the comments there were just ignorant. Well, it's up to them. They should expect you to have electricity on site, because I talked about how we didn't have electricity, and I paid $75 for them to bring a generator out, which they failed to do. No, it's not. That's why there's that little thing where you check there, do you have electricity on site? Are you going to provide a generator, or are they? And I said that in the video. So people did that, and then everybody's talking about how this shed wasn't going to last one storm, one wind, one whatever. And lo, here we are. I think that video is over a year old. We just had 60 to 80 mile an hour winds here the other night. There's the shed, still standing there. And again, if you go back, and I'll put a link to that video down below. If you go back and look at the comments, they're just rabid. And so I'm going somewhere with that. I just did a video recently for Patreon where I spoke about managing your life now because bad times are coming. And if you think life is difficult and full of drama now, you ain't seen nothing yet. And so you got to get yourself sorted now so you can deal with stuff that's coming, right? People who go off on the internet, who just start vomiting all over their keyboard, they're not stable. And they're not going to do well. And what I told the people on Patreon, amongst other things, was, look, you need to sort your life now, and you need to cut the slack. And you need to get rid of those people out of your life now. If they're like that now, they're going to be worse when the balloon goes up. Get rid of that negativity, man, in your life. That's what I do. It's amazing. When you go back, if you do, go back and look at those two videos and read the comments, understand this, about those third of the comments that were made are no longer there, because I go through the comments now because of some other idiot on YouTube that complained that I didn't defend him in the comments, and all the comments were against this person, and it was like 9 out of 500 comments were negative to this person, because I didn't used to read my comments, but now I do. I go back and I read them most of the time. I don't answer most of them. But if you go back, if you understand that about a third of the comments that were there, I block people. If you say the wrong thing, I'm blocking you. And you can't comment on my YouTube channel. Go away, little man or woman. It's usually dudes, like 35-year-old dudes, 41-year-old dudes that live in their mommy's basement, you know, and this is their life. I got you, man. I ain't got time for that. And so I get them out of my life. I remove the negativity from my life. So that's the idiots on YouTube, which is not most of you. I get it. Most of you are cool people. But man, those people are so numerous on YouTube that it drives me crazy. And so on Patreon, which for most of my patrons are $1 patrons. I have people who want a little bit more, who appreciate what I'm doing a little bit more, and they're higher level patrons, and I love them and I try to give them stuff for that. But at $1 a month, you get me, for what that's worth, every day, almost every day. And that's 3 cents a day. And you know what that 3 cents a day does? It gets rid of all of the idiots. They're just not willing to pay it. And so that's one. Number 2 is the idiocy of YouTube. They don't like people like me. You all get unsubscribed from me, not notified from me. They will demonetize my YouTube videos in a second, which brings me to the idiots on YouTube. These people think for some reason that they are entitled to what I think, what I know, what entertainment I provide, what knowledge, what inspiration I provide. They think they're entitled to that for free. Entitled. You owe me, man! You owe me the pearls of your wisdom! I don't know you squat, dude. Do that. And I'm not doing this because I like to see myself on YouTube. Because actually, I've got stuff to do right now. I've got chores that I'm supposed to do. I'm filming this video. Why do I do it? Because it's how I make a big chunk of my income. Yeah, it's like writing books, except I do it on video. I'm writing a little pamphlet, I put it out. People pay for books. People pay for information. If you don't think it's worth money, don't pay for it. If you don't think it's worth 3 cents a day, don't pay for it. But these people get all upset that I have gone to Patreon because YouTube was screwing with me. And I was at one time making a lot of money on YouTube. And then all of a sudden they decided they didn't like me, and I quit making any kind of money on YouTube. So it wasn't worth it to me to take time out of my busy day being a neo-pioneer to shoot a video just for giggles if I wasn't getting compensated for that. So I went to Patreon, where life is grand. So yeah, YouTube is just, come on, you guys know, right? Clearly I'm a conservative, I'm a believer. They don't like me. I'm pro-gun, they don't like that. This video, guaranteed will be demonetized, guaranteed. And I'm gonna show it on Patreon first, because I love my patrons. I'll get all their comments, and then days later, I'll post it up here on YouTube. So that's why I'm over there, and that's why I do what I do. I look at it as a job. I just did another video for Patreon where I was talking about he who does not work shall not eat. I take it seriously. For those people who've actually sat down and talked with me and the Shofarians and my wife, I treat making videos for Patreon like a job, and it pays me like a job. It's the truth. And I don't have to deal with idiots. So I don't have to deal with the negativity in my life because I ain't got time for that. So that is that. I appreciate you all on YouTube. I went back and I did about a week's worth of videos that I had already uploaded to Patreon that I brought down here and I put on YouTube. And that was to show you all what we're doing over on Patreon so that you would come. I invite you to come check us out. It's $1 a month. You know what? You can gamble $1. And for that $1, you get the whole month of videos for free. And if you don't like it, quit. Right? Quit. You don't have to see it, but I bet you'll like it. People like it over there. Now, if you're a troll, if you're a person who likes to argue with other people in the comments, you won't do well there. I've blocked on YouTube probably hundreds of people. On Patreon, I've blocked about 8. And once I block somebody, I never let them back, ever. You just can't come back. But because of that, it's a cool environment over there. And you know, people here on YouTube are like, oh man, all you do is sell us stuff. Well, there you go. If you want more, come to Patreon. You won't have to deal with the idiots. Why keep them in your life? I know most of y'all are probably like I was before I became a YouTube personality, and don't read most of the comments. But a lot of people do. I used to not, but then I said I ran into that other thing, so now I just scan them to make sure. I like Patreon. I like the people who are there, and it's not a lot of money. I don't feel bad about it at all. You could find $1 a month laying on the road. Pay attention, get your face out of your cell phone and look at where you're walking. You'll find $1. It's not hard. And so I just wanted to show you to illustrate my points about YouTube. Most of y'all are cool, but go back and read the comments on this pan that obviously was just going to fall apart in a day, and that shed that was going to blow away, tip over. I don't know what they said. Oh, and it wasn't on level ground. That's clearly not level. No, that's called an angle of the camera versus... Yeah. For those of you who are cool, awesome. I love you. For the other ones, go away. Go find another channel. All right. I'll see you out there.